Hello and welcome to the JR's Gaming Podcast, where we talk about the rise of Nintendo and what this great gaming franchise has in store for us in the future of gaming, and of course, the country from which it was born, Japan. I'm joined by my co-host and good friend, Roan, along with my other good friend, Nintendo music producer and temporary co-host, Elijah Terp. And no, this is not an April Fool's prank. Rowan, you're here to join us for this episode. Yeah. Guys, it's the day we're filming the 1st of April. It is April Fool's, but guys, have you been fooling everybody? What's been going on? No, you have, Elijah.
Yep.
Bloody hell. What's been going on?
Been getting as many people as I can on Discord. Even random strangers, I've sent people like DMs of Rick Rolls and things like that, seeing how many people fall for it. And surprisingly, so far I've got 22 different people this morning. So
22.
Yeah.
He's very happy with that. And was that a video that you released on YouTube? Is that also?
Yeah, I also made a video titled "The Most Beautiful Song You'll Ever Hear," and it is utter garbage, and your ears will hurt afterwards.
I didn't want to say that to you because I didn't want to offend you, because I was like, "What is this song?" But Ryan, have you seen his new video?
No, I haven't.
I don't recommend watching it. It will scar you.
I'm going to.
It's going to. It's not music to the ears.
It's certainly something your ears will remember, but not in a pleasant way. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah. That's it. Yeah. I've always been a prankster, but funny enough, I've not got anyone today. So I'm gonna think out how I'm gonna do this. How am I gonna prank somebody?
I've not done anything today.
Yeah. What, Ryan? It's been about 3-4 weeks since you've been on the podcast. All our viewers and listeners are missing you. So Ryan, how have you been? How have you been doing?
It's been all right. I mean, just revising and stuff. Exams are next month, but I've got all of this month and 15 days in May, 14 days in May to revise. So I'm just relaxing at the minute.
Relaxing, and that's good because you got 2 weeks off now. As for those of you who are in school and college, it's got the 2-week half term, and hopefully, if all things go well, I'm gonna be travelling down south to see family, and that'd be interesting for some sort of time. But that's doing okay, Rowan. You've not, the exam stress has not killed you, because I do know you were quite stressed about it. But
I'm just starting to realise now that they're not everything. They're not as important as people make out.
Yeah, it is overrated, isn't it? Would you agree, Elijah? GCSEs are overrated.
Yeah, I definitely think there's too much pressure put on like people your age, Rowan, at this time.
Yeah,
I still feel like GCSE should be taken at like 18 or something rather than 16. Because I thought it's just, for me, like when I was like, going for ignoring COVID, when it was like almost studying for it and everything, it just didn't feel like the right time to be doing this really important thing, And everyone does hype it up so much, it makes it seem like, if you mess these up, your world's over. But really nowadays, if you pass them, like that's all that jobs and colleges really care about. It's really how you do in college that will then impact the way you can go in the future. So don't worry too much about GCSEs.
Yeah. I'm glad that's what's been saying now, because I definitely knew that GCSEs are way too hyped up. I mean, I studied really hard for my GCSEs, and I just figured out at the very end, it's just like, well, end of the day, I've forgotten most of what geometry was, and it's just done. The exam's done, and that's just like they when you pass the exam, you forget half of it. And yet that still does some sort of qualify. It's kind of stupid. The UK learning system is just stressful.
They make it so it's just try and retain as much as you can, and then like put it on paper, and then once you're done, you don't memorize any of it, because it's not actually taught properly. It's just kind of cram it in your head, spew it out, and then you're done.
Exactly.
It's not very effective.
It's cram it in your head, then what you have remembered, just put it onto the paper.
Yeah. Have you needed to have either of you needed to find X or find the area of a triangle in life?
Indeed I have. No, joking. What about you, Elijah? Have you been looking for the X's and the Y's of a triangle recently?
Every day, man. I look at like the corner of my room and I'm like, wow, what's that angle, man? I just can't figure out.
That's the thing, though. That's always the excuse, is that I always think like, how are you going to use this later in life? And they're like, well, if you need to buy some new tiles for your kitchen, you're going to need to work out the area of your kitchen to get the amount of tiles.
Yeah, it's like, well, since when am I going to be replacing all the bloody tiles in my kitchen?
I feel like the only thing that really matters is like mental maths and money and things like that. And that's all you really need to remember and get good at. But like once you're good at that, that's a skill you keep for life, really.
Exactly.
So everything else is so specific, and it's so like situational. You might never use it again.
And then Rishi Sunak, the Prime Minister of the UK, is making us do maths till we're 18. If you're an EHC, you've got to do it till 24.
I didn't expect you to bring up Sunak.
Oh yeah, Ricky Snack. I call him. Just I don't know why I call him that. But it's because before anyone cancels me for this, the reason why I call him Ricky Snack is because in Japan they call him Ricky Snack. It's different, like Sunak. They can't pronounce Sunak, so they say Snacker. They say Snacker. Ricky Snacker. That's what they say in Japan. So I'm just saying, oh, that sounds like snack. So I go, good old Ricky Snack. But yeah, he's making us do maths until 18. And good thing is I'm turning 18 in 4 weeks. So
wait. You still need to do. Sorry, maths until you're 18.
Yep. Hopefully.
Hasn't been put in place yet, but he wants to make it a thing. Yeah.
He wants to make it a thing.
When does he want to make that a thing by?
Ryan's just like shaking.
Ryan is in fear.
I'm gonna raid what's it called? The House of Commons.
He's gonna raid the Houses of Parliament.
Yeah, I'm gonna raid the Houses of Parliament. But I don't know. I heard something about that. I think, but I don't know when it's gonna be put in place. I don't really care, to be honest.
I hope it isn't.
If I have to do it, then
I don't know. I don't think it's something you can change so quickly. I don't think remember when Boris Johnson was Prime Minister, he can't just suddenly say, okay, schools now have to make this new subject a thing. He can't just do that, It takes quite a while. So I feel like it'll probably be in a few years, maybe.
A lot of campaigns, and I feel like there's going to be also a lot of protests, because I know a lot of students absolutely hate maths.
What I mean, if you're like halfway through college and they say, well, you're doing maths now until you're 18, I feel like that'd be a bit...
Like I did music at college. It's a very specific course, and you do have to do other things with it as well. It's not just music. But if you suddenly introduce maths, that would cut down the time you have to work on the other things, which you could go to that college to do. So it would feel a bit unfair in a way.
It would feel a bit unfair. I mean, I think maths is a thing that should be decided to do further. Like if someone wants to learn maths further, it's more like if you want to become a banker or something. But I don't want to be a banker. I don't, the same with you, Roan. Do you want to be a banker do you want to learn all this rubbish about geometry and the corner of a square?
Not really, no.
Until you're 18, exactly. So yeah, I don't think there's anything to worry about. Yes, it is a bit annoying, but I think that there'll be a lot of protests, and again, like Elijah said, there'll be a lot of campaigns anyway. But
realistically, it is a good thing, but it doesn't work. It's not that simple. I think the idea isn't. He's not looking too far ahead in the future. He's just kind of thinking, we need to be smarter in this country. Yes, we do, but that's not the way to do it, really.
Exactly.
You can't just suddenly introduce this new thing and expect it to work. So.
Yeah, well, it's been a very political start to the podcast, We like that. But honestly, I was going to say, guys, two very interesting things. One Nintendo topic-related thing happened to me this week, and something completely different, which was chaos. But I'm excited to tell you, it was absolute. It was called. I've titled it in the plan, Cinema Chaos. Cinema
Chaos, right? Let's hear it.
It was, which one do you want to hear first? Nintendo's monetary gift that was given to me by Nintendo very kindly this week.
I was fuming about this one, but
which one do you want to hear first? Cinema Chaos or Nintendo's monetary gift?
Go for the Nintendo's monetary gift, because I've got my own views on this.
All right, so Elijah, I've not told you this yet, but the Nintendo eShop is shut, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's very sadly closed down. So what happened was, I think Roan, very jokingly, he actually stayed up till midnight.
I stayed up for the shutdown, and I watched a live stream of and it had a timer.
We all watched down.
5 minutes left.
And then Roan just read RIP.
I messaged Tudor a series of messages. I was like 5 minutes, 4 minutes, 3 minutes, 2 minutes, 1 minute, RIP.
Yeah, RIP eShop. All those memories gone. Anyway, the good thing is, you can still go on there, right?
Yeah,
you can still look at the games, but it's just rubbish because you look at the games and it's just like, you can't have this. This is unavailable.
It says it's unavailable every single one.
Oh.
Exactly. For every single game, it's unavailable. So, yeah. But anyway, went on the eShop, scrolling around. Yes, it's pretty sad. And the good thing is you can still download updates by the looks of things. So updates that you haven't yet got for a game, or games that you've downloaded from the eShop but deleted from your device, you can still re-download them. So that's good. I mean, that would be kind of stealing from Nintendo, technically. Imagine you bought a game from the eShop and then you deleted it for whatever reason, and then you can't download it back, and you've paid money for it for whatever reason.
Yeah.
If eShop stopped that for you re-downloading the game that you originally paid for, that would be bad. So I'm kind of happy.
It happened to me once, but it was my own fault because my SD card broke.
No!
I was like, Nintendo, what have you done? And it was not even their fault.
Oh well, Nintendo have been very kind, because look what happened. I don't know why this happened, but guys, I go into the eShop, I look at my balance. There was originally 28p there. Now it's £25, 28p.
What?
Yeah.
Oh wait, they gave you £25 to spend on nothing.
I don't know what happened. Is it because I hacked my DS? I've not added
Wait, no,
any
no,
funds.
but you can merge it, can't you, with the Switch eShop?
I can. It did say you can merge funds, but I don't know if this is a monetary gift from Nintendo. But I've literally got £25 in my eShop right now.
Now, when you told me this on text and you sent me a picture, you were like, right, when your DS is charged, go on the eShop and see if you got it. I went on the eShop in anticipation, and I looked up top screen, and there was still the £1 I had already had in it.
Exactly. Maybe
So
Nintendo's
like.
It is very
No,
strange.
and I was looking around, and it doesn't seem like anyone else has got this gift. So has Nintendo just like picked a name out of a hat and gone, right?
It could have been a mistake, to be honest. They might have just randomly. I don't know.
I don't know if it. Probably was a mistake. I'm just fantasizing with the fact that Nintendo's just thought of Jude, and they're like, well, he's been a fan of us for ages, you know. He's a podcast. Why not? Here's £25 for you to spend on an eShop that doesn't exist. But it's the good. I mean, in the good thing about that, I can merge that to my Switch account when I get a Switch, and I've now got £25.
I mean, yeah, that's good. Yeah.
To spend.
I mean, don't know how much you should talk about it though, because if it was a mistake, they might.
Yeah, that is the only problem. End of the day,
you're gonna say, why have I got this 25 quid in my account? And Nintendo's just gonna go, yeah, you're right, you shouldn't, and just take it away.
My 25 quid now. Yep.
My 25. Well, I'm hoping Nintendo let me keep this. Yeah, this was quite fun. A very interesting week, and I thought, you know, I don't know if this is a mistake. I mean, I've not actually had any funds up, but yeah, that's the story of how I've gotten into £25 on my 3DS eShop, which I can't spend, of course. I'm like, oh, a bit sad, isn't it? They should have done it sooner before the eShop.
If you go to the themes, like there's only like 2 themes that you can get for free.
I haven't checked the theme shop out.
They used to be
it doesn't
like.
matter because you've got Anemone theme manager anyway, so.
Oh yeah. There used to be a lot more free ones. If there's only 2 left, that's quite.
I think they don't. I think there's only 2 left though because of the shutdown, right? I mean, there wouldn't be 2 before.
Yeah, there are much more than 2 before. So I'm thinking that's a shame.
But who needs a theme manager when you've got an enemy? Whatever it is it an enemy? I think
that's what I was talking about.
Yeah. That's the new hack for hack DSs. You can now enjoy endless free themes made by fans, and there's some really great themes out there. But anyway, I'm guessing you guys want to hear about the cinema chaos that happens.
Of course,
we do.
Okay, so me and my friends, 2 of my other friends, we decided we'd go to the cinema. You know, as you do. 2 days back, it was a nice sunny day. You know, why not go to the cinema and watch Shazam 2? Wasn't my choice of film. I'll speak about what I thought of the film in a minute. But anyway, we wanted to go and see the film Shazam 2. And so me and my friends, we got into the city, you know, got another bus, got into the, and it was our first. We used the bus route to get to the cinema, so we used the bus route, got onto the second bus, and we were dropped off in this village next to the cinema, and the cinema's in quite a secluded area, so there's like fields all around. So the bus took us like into some sort of, you know, detour, but we got into like this village. Anyway, we've got off the bus into a village, right? And we're using Google Maps to get us there, right? Very bad idea. On walk route. So we're walking around these houses, and then it's like go straight ahead, and it's like into some bush. So like, okay, we do it. Eventually we ended up climbing and falling over and hacking ourselves through a dense forest. And it was about an hour till the film. We had our Google Maps phone out. It was about on 17%, and we were going through a forest to get to the cinema.
Where is the cinema?
Well, you're just gonna get there and it's just in the middle of a forest, like
exactly. Well, the thing is, I said it's in a secluded area. So, Roan, you know what it is? It's Meridian Leisure Park, right? It's literally, you know, with view. Yeah.
Oh, you mean like a retail park with all big shops and things?
It's got arcades, you know. It's like it's quite a good nightlife district.
But where's the forest near that? I don't remember any forest near that.
So you know behind, you know, you're at the car park and everything. You've got the arcade, the cinema, right? Yeah. And then behind that, you've got like just fields around it.
Oh yeah, no, you do, yeah.
Yeah.
But in front of that, you've got like the roads and stuff.
Exactly. So you've got the motorway way, and then you've got the field. So it's impossible to really get there by foot. But anyway, we had managed to do that. We were going through a forest, and eventually it was like go straight ahead, and we got there. There it was, the Meridian Leisure Park in front of us, and lo and behold, there's a big, whopping great green fence with spikes going all along, and it surrounded the entire perimeter of this Meridian Leisure Park, whatever it is.
So what is it, like barbed wire or something?
No, it was just like a really high green fence with spikes on the top.
Spikes on the top.
Barbs, yeah. And we're like, so we were just trying to find our way in. So walking around this fence, you know, getting mud on our shoes. It was a nightmare. This film was starting in 20 minutes. We couldn't get through. we were walking. It was the sort of thing where it's like
Wait,
we can't go over
40
it. We
minutes?
Can't go under it. We've been walking for about 40.
Yeah, because you said when you got when you originally like at the bus
Oh,
stop,
Rowan,
there was like an hour left, and then now it's 20 minutes.
We took about, and this was a nightmare. This is why it was chaos. It took us about an hour to get in. So the Meridian's right in front of us, and there's a fence going all around it. And so me and my friend, right? So me and my two friends, I've got two friends with me, my mate and my friend. And she said, me and my friend were like, well, I said to my two friends, you know what, guys? Sod this, I'm going to climb it. And I was like, so yeah, I almost was childless because I could have impaled my private parts on the spikes. But I managed to climb this fence because I was the tallest here, right? And I climbed the fence, jumped over, and there I was in the Meridian.
Right.
In the park. I was like, I can go see the movie now. But then my friends were on the other side, and I was like, guys, you can just climb it. And they couldn't because I was taller than them. So like, oh, we can't do this.
So you're on one side and they're on the other.
Yeah, exactly. It's like I'm on one side of the fence, and they're on the other side, this big metal fence. And it's just like, well, I'm like, well, I'm here now, but then I've got to get you guys over. So they tried climbing it, but they couldn't do it. They were too scared. They were like, we can't do this, mate. I was like, you're literally...
To be honest, if all that's on the top spikes, then how did you get your foot up there?
Oh, it was very hard. I did it with great difficulty, but I just did it. I was just so tired of just walking around for ages. But anyway,
I think I know those spikes you mean, like the kind of arrow spikes. There's to put your foot in between, yeah.
Exactly. So it was very hard, but because the thing was, right, I'm 6 foot, so I was taller than them. By a bit. Then my other friend, he's slightly larger, he's more stocky, and he couldn't do it because of that. So he was like, oh, I'm too fat to do this. But that's his own words, by the way, not mine. And then my other friend, she was smaller, and she was like, well, she couldn't do it anyway. But anyway, he was like, right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go around and I'm going to find another route. So he just walked off into the distance. So I'm left on the other side of this fence with this my friend, and she's there, and she's like, you know what, I'm going to try and do this. And that was the worst idea she ever decided to do, because she started to climb this fence. She got stuck on the top, she had tights on. Her tights got caught on the spike, and it ripped the back end of her tights. And I was like, oh, no, this is awful. And then she was stuck on there because she didn't know what to do. She couldn't, like, just jump down. So it was awful. She ended up having to, I had to end up, climb up there, help her over the spikes, help unattach her tights from the spike, and then she had to jump onto me. I had to carry her to the ground, and I could have it was a very dangerous operation. And then I had to get her handbag, so I had to climb back over and get her handbag. Went back over, and this by the time we were 10 minutes late for the movie, right? That was right. Yeah.
There's normally adverts before it, isn't there?
No, here's the thing. We were lucky. We were lucky, right? So me and her. She was pretty scared and shaken up. Anyway, we calmed her down, and then me and her walked into the cinema covered in leaves and scratches. Walked up to this desk, got the seats, the movie, and we're like, "Oh no, where's my mate? He's still trying to find a way around, right? Where's he gone?" So it's a disaster. So she went to get the seats, and then just in the nick of time, he got 3 tickets for him. I was about to phone him up. He walked in. I was like, I found a way round. I was like, oh, he could have told us that sooner. We spent about 20 minutes trying to get her over the fence. And as you get the picture, it was chaos. But guess what? The movie had not started. So we went into the cinema, and there were still trailers playing. So we're like, phew, we didn't miss the movie. And the movie was rubbish. I'm sorry, but I'm not going to spoil it. But
good to know there's a happy ending to your story.
All that.
Don't watch Shazam 2. It's ridiculous.
All that pain and effort just for that.
It was a rubbish move. It's the most Shazam 1 was better than this. I don't know where it just
the first film's always better than the second film.
Exactly right. If anyone who's going to go and see Shazam 2, I'm gonna say I'm not going to spoil it too much, but it's good at first, and then it just gets so silly. It just gets so ridiculous. And yeah, that's all I'm going to say because I don't want to spoil it. But yeah, if anyone wants to see it. But yeah, it's just a ridiculous movie. So all of that for nothing. But yeah, that's been my week, guys.
Well done.
Oh dear. But right, that has literally been my week. Nintendo gave me £25, and then I couldn't get to the bloody cinema because the fence was in the way. But yeah, that's been my week. Rowan, over to you. You have been. If anyone here knows Rowan is a big fan of Prime. I don't know why he's a big fan of Prime. I don't get the hype over the drink. Rowan, what have you been doing with Prime?
It was just today, in fact. So basically, I've got this app called Prime Tracker, which is quite
Prime
popular.
Tracker.
There's an app for that. What?
What do you say?
There's an app for that.
Yeah, no, someone made it because it's that hard to get in the UK. But,
the elusive species of Prime.
But anyway, it came up that there was some near me, like 4 miles away. So I thought, yeah, let's go. Let's see if there's some there. And we got there, and there was some there. And I was like, how many am I allowed? And the woman was like 3. So I got 3 bottles. Then I sent my dad in to get another 3. He's a different person. So we ended up with 6 bottles.
6 bottles of Prime.
Yeah. So, but the most of this week I've had COVID. Judah will know this. But
yeah.
And I didn't get it bad. But what the annoying thing was, I was ready to go back to school on Wednesday, but I still had a second line there. So legally, I had to stay at home. So it was I was just like, I'm well enough to go to school, but I'm not allowed to go in because I got COVID.
So you sat home drinking Prime instead?
No. I wasn't going to waste Prime whilst being ill. I want to actually, you know what I mean, savor the moment.
Wait. You drink it, you don't sell it on.
I mean, I could do, I suppose, but no, I drink.
Oh
it.
yeah, that's a good point.
No, actually, no. People say that they'll buy some off me for a £5 a bottle. So
how much do you spend on the bottles, like each per bottle? £2, okay. Because you could sell that for extortionate prices. Like...
Yeah, go on eBay.
Well, yeah, if you look on eBay, people are selling quite a lot.
That is a good point. Yeah,
you could sell that on. No one cares about it. It's everywhere in America.
But in the UK, it's just like, yeah.
I think it's just because it's made by KSI. If some random guy made Prime, no one would care about it.
No one would care. Yeah,
no one would care.
That's what I've been saying for ages.
So yeah, I think Roan, this is good. Next time you and your dad have a sneaky plan to get Prime, do that on eBay and sell it for like twice the price. Do like £10 a bottle.
I thought that's why you were so addicted to Prime. I thought you were like trying to sell it on, make a business scheme, not just drink it.
Yeah.
No, yeah.
I think Roan wants to taste the taste and be like, this is the taste.
But I got lemon lime this time, which I've not tried yet. So.
Oh well, maybe you could drink one and then sell the other lot. And just be like, this taste is so good and it's worth £10. I'll sell it to you guys for £10. I never drank Prime because I must say I never drank Prime. I never got my own bottle. I have drank some Prime because my ex-girlfriend, she had a brother, and I was around her house once, and her brother came in, and he was like, "Guess what I've got?" And I was like, "What?" He's like, he pulled out a bottle of Prime. And it was like the rainbow one.
And I was like, wow. Oh yeah, no, that and I think I know.
Yeah. And he was like, "Have a taste of this," and I was like, "It's a bit nice, isn't it, mate? Just a drink, isn't it? It is all right. It was all right. I don't understand.
It's just another drink, really.
Now the bloody Gatorade's going out, and there's just like some beef over that, and everyone's like, "Oh, which is better, Gatorade or Prime?"
Oh yeah, no. Prime and Gatorade have been like at war recently.
Oh dear. Well, what do you think of this, Elijah? All this drink shenanigans? Are you going to go out and have a taste of this?
Not in my life, mate. No, I'm all right. I'm quite happy with just water and apple juice. I don't fucking know.
Water and apple juice. Oh dear. Yeah, but honestly, yeah, I'm not really like.
But yeah, that's just my week's been boring. But other than that, I've just been trying to get back into Five Nights at Freddy's.
Oh, that's it. What have we been playing this week? Right, you've been playing Five Nights at Freddy's.
Yeah.
What's been going on with that?
It's been good. I've been trying to get back into it because it's a good game. But
wait, what's your favorite one of the series?
Number 1, because you know what I mean. It's the OG one.
Okay.
Yeah. The OG
I like
one.
The mechanics of it because you got the 2 doors and stuff. But number 2's alright. I feel like after like number 2, they sort of like because in number 4 they like just ditched the pizzeria idea. But yeah, no, it's a good series of games, definitely.
Yeah, I mean, I remember when you came round, Roan, and we played Five Nights at Freddy's, but we were gonna. I remember this thing. It was a year ago. Like you came over for to stay around.
I think it was a year or 2 ago.
Yeah, about a year or 2 ago, and you said our plan was to play it at like midnight or something. Yeah, I'd like to play it in the night, and like when it came round to it, we're like, let's not do this.
No, I know because I played around with it in the day. But then, but you at night, you were just like, how about we do 1 round of 5 nights?
Ryan was like, no.
You were like, how about we do 1 round of 5 nights? And we just settled for Mario Kart instead.
Yeah, we played a bit of Mario Kart instead.
Cowards.
Yeah, that's what I've been playing. I've just been on my DS because.
All right, we'll have Elijah. We'll have Elijah round, and then he'll come. and we'll play Five Nights at Freddy's. And if we make it through, you have to play it in the room alone, Elijah, with the lights off.
Oh yeah, sure, yeah.
You can get Five Nights at Freddy's on your 2DS because it's modded.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, you can.
Because someone made a port for it. And it's a pretty good port, like, of the game. But they ported all the FNAF games to 3DS and 2DS, obviously. So.
Oh, so what's that
that's
like?
Interesting.
So is that on the Universal Updater?
No, it's on the Hate Shop. If you go to the homebrew section, it's a homebrew port of FNAF.
Nice.
Is that smoother or was it a bit janky? Like, what was it like?
It's a pretty good port of the game. Obviously, it's not. For example, like Golden Freddy's not in it. They couldn't port him over for some reason. I don't know. But apart from that, it's basically a port. Obviously, it's not perfect. But yeah,
but it works.
It's a good version of the game. Yeah.
That is really interesting because I've also seen online onto the topic of what we've been playing this week. I've seen some YouTubes of I forgot which GTA version it was, but there's GTA Chinatown Wars, which was also on the Nintendo DS. Yeah. But there was also a slightly modern version of GTA that was managed to be modded and taken over to the 3DS.
Oh yeah, and was that GTA 3?
Yes, I think it was GTA 3.
Yeah. I mean, and that runs, but like it runs at a very low frame rate, obviously.
Yeah, sometimes
it's playable. But if they would have put it over San Andreas, I would have downloaded it. But I've never even touched GTA 3, so that's why I didn't.
Yeah, if it's with me and Five Nights at Freddy's, I've always been that guy that I don't really get scared of it. That's the funny thing.
You don't get scared of it. I mean, I don't get really scared.
Yeah, it's strange because my mates, like, I was around a party once and we like did that Five Nights at Freddy's challenge, and it's just like Freddy appeared at the end of it, and my friends were like, "Wah!" and I was like, "What? What?" It just appeared.
I think sometimes when you're watching it, it's not as scary, but when you're playing it, because it's the tension, because it's like there's the build up, and like I don't know when it's going to happen.
And also, when I'm playing it alone, it's more scary. But if I was playing it with a friend, like, next to me, it would be, for some reason, less scary.
Yeah, you got them to, like, slap in the face if you're scared.
Yeah,
I mean,
that wasn't what I was going for. But...
Yeah, because I was watching this my friend play it, and this girl was sitting next to me. She like went ballistic. Like, she was screaming her head off, and like she wasn't even playing it. And I was like, "All right, calm down."
If I wasn't playing, I wouldn't be as scared.
Yeah, but yeah,
if I was playing, I'd be more scared, but still not. I mean, yeah.
It's like watching YouTube playthroughs. Oftentimes, it doesn't make really their editing will make me jump, and not the actual jump scares, because it's like they kind of take away from the scary factor of it. Seeing them scream makes you go, "Oh, okay, I don't need to be scared," because they're being scared for you in a way. But
yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, what's your take on Five Nights at Freddy's, Elijah? Have you played it at all and enjoyed it?
I've played through every single game. I love all the games. We've been following the lore.
Oh, nice.
Years and years and years and years. So yeah.
Yeah.
My favorite one is FNAF 5 because it's very story oriented, and I prefer story based games than games that only rely on game mechanics. But then again, I still love the original, and I feel that's probably the best one for atmosphere. But,
I've always been drawn to the lore behind Five Nights at Freddy's because it's very mysterious, dark sort of.
It's a hot mess, honestly. There's
hot mess.
There's so many problems with the lore in terms of timelines and things like that.
But that's the thing, though, is that I preferred it that's why I like the first game as well, is because when he made it, there was like barely any lore surrounding it, and the only lore you pretty much got was from Phone Guy. So
yeah,
but then people started going. Then it was like revealed like, oh, there's a guy dressed up as Freddy. Lord Kid's like a way to kill them or something.
I still prefer when it was just the first 4 games, and it was like the main theory was dream theory that you're in a bed because you're the kid who got bitten and stuff like that. I prefer that because it was so much simpler. But now that like security breaches out and things like that, the lore is it's such a mess.
How in the first game, there's like a hallucination where it says "It's me."
Yeah.
There's theories that like you're the murderer and you're having a dream, and that's there to like remind you that this is happening because of you.
Yeah. Nowadays, that's seen as you're the brother of the kid who died, and his spirit is in Golden Freddy, and he's talking to you because you're his brother and stuff like that. There's like a gazillion different theories. I think there's one pretty solid one, but then there's still areas that are very vague.
Yeah.
But then again, I think eventually we will get like a definitive answer. I think someone will Scott Cawthon, whoever makes the games in the future, will just say, "All right, we're just going to clear up a lot of stuff with this one game, and we'll finally understand what on earth is going on."
Yeah,
because it's been so long since I've had a clear idea of what's happening.
it's always bamboozled me. That's what I can say. Like, there's so much takes on the lore. I've kind of got my head around some of it, but yeah, as you guys just said, yeah, it's bamboozling and interesting. I've always been interested though. As for what I've been playing, I've been delving into Harvest Moon. I believe both of you know this game?
I know it, yeah.
Yeah.
No.
You don't know Harvest Moon?
Yeah, it's like Stardew Valley, basically. But...
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, you know, Stardew... Basically, Harvest Moon is like a very popular game for fans. It's always been on Nintendo. It used to be pixelated, you know, back in the day. And it's kind of evolved, and it's even on the Switch now. So it's like... It's a very interesting game. I've never been a massive fan of it because the time is super fast, right? So, like, you have hearts. You have, like, a row of 10 hearts. And you basically, your job is to like raise the land, farm the land, get married. You can like romance in the game and stuff. You know, you grow crops, look after animals. It's basically a farming game. But the problem is, if you overwork, you lose hearts. And each day is about 10 minutes because the hours go by in a minute.
10 minutes.
So like 9 o'clock, then 1 minute later it's 10 o'clock. 1 minute later it's 11 o'clock. So it's a very speedy game. Yeah, it needs to be quite fast, and I don't really like that. I've never been someone for the time limits. It's just
so 1 hour is 1 second.
That's like that's a minute. Yeah, that's like the. Do you know the game called The Escapists?
The Escapists. Yeah, I've heard of that game. Yeah,
that's got a very similar time thing. I think it's like every hour is 2 minutes, so you've got to kind of rush to get your days done quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's always like kind of annoyed me.
The only prison I escaped from in The Escapists was Center Perks 2.0 in The Escapists 2. Any other prison I've never escaped from. It's just I've tried, but I've always failed. Like my technique's just been terrible.
I think they updated the game so many times that now you can they have like a character who will just give you hints and give you stuff all the time because apparently people found it too hard.
Oh, so is that the guy, like the Robinson guy?
Yeah. He can like help you escape most prisons now.
I just ignored
the Robinson guy. The mysterious Robinson guy that I've never heard of because I've not played the game. Yeah, I'll play it. The Escapists. I've heard of this game too much. This is now the 10th time I've heard someone say this is a good game, so I'm going to play it now. It's going to be on my list of things to do this week, and I'll get back to you guys on it next week. But yeah, what about you, Elijah? Have you been delving into any more Ace Attorney or?
Yeah, still going through the Ace Attorney marathon. I try and play about like an hour every day if I can.
Oh, nice.
The cases are so long, and they get longer as you go along. So it's a very long story game, but it's obviously very funny, very good. I found myself actually laughing out loud earlier, which is quite good.
Oh, that's good. It's always good to have a nice laugh, isn't it? Especially when it's I mean, the thing with Ace Attorney is right. I've always been I think I've said this before. I've always been drawn to the storyline behind those cases, but it's the process you have to do to solve the case, which can be quite draining. Like especially when you get lost halfway through the case. But yeah, I think it's the relief you must feel though once you've finished it. It's like case closed.
Yeah, of course, and it's also very entertaining anyway. Even if it's not the most serious game in the world, it's quite goofy a lot of the times. But I think that's what makes it so lovable,
As we figured out with speaking to Miles Edgeworth last week, if he ended up almost, I think he killed us in the end.
Yeah, you told me to punch him, so he shot us.
It wasn't my fault. It was my fault, wasn't it? Oh dear, condoning violence, no, never a good thing, guys. But yeah, honestly, on to news of the week. Elijah, take it away. You've chosen the news this week. What's going on?
Oh crap! Yeah. So I found an article on Eurogamer by someone called Victoria Kennedy. It's about the Mario movie. So Donkey Kong. Okay, actually, first, do you know what the DK rap is?
I've heard of the DK rap. What the hell is it?
It's a really stupid, really bad rap that became like memed like for so long. I think it was on the Donkey Kong 64 or something like that. But yeah, it's become a big meme, and they made multiple versions of it, and they spliced it with other songs as well. So like One Winged Angel from Final Fantasy. They made like a DK version of that, and it's all stupid. But
so it's basically a rap, basically.
A very stupid rap, yeah.
Okay, but about Donkey Kong, or like, was it
about his crew? Yeah.
Oh yeah, but Ryan, are you aware of this? Are you aware of
No, I'm not.
No, okay.
It doesn't even ring a bell, to be honest.
Okay, you guys got to look it up afterwards then, because it's really.
We better see. Yeah.
It's bad, but it's so bad that it turns good. Like one of those kind of things.
So anyway, it's made its way into the movie, has it? What's going on?
Yeah. So Donkey Kong rap composer can't escape its brilliance. Inclusion in Super Mario Bros. Movie revealed. So Grant Kirkhope has many attributes to his name. This is the man who wrote the brilliant GoldenEye 007 watch music, after all. Ooh. If you know, you know. However, Kirkhope is also widely known for his DK rap number, something he composed for Donkey Kong 64 all the way back in the 90s. This little number will be introduced to a new generation of Mario-loving fans thanks to its inclusion in the Super Mario Bros. Movie. Of course, there's also a chance that parents have already shown their rap to the children, although I don't think that's the case really, because memes have done it for them.
Memes just did it, yeah.
It's just memes. Seth Rogen, who voices Donkey Kong in the upcoming film, has revealed that this iconic tune will be in the Mario Bros. Movie. In fact, it is apparently the song that Donkey Kong comes out to, according to Rogen. In response to this revelation from Rogen, Kirkhope had the following to say. If you told me in 97 when I wrote the worst rap track in the history of rap tracks that it will go on to be in the Mario Bros. Movie, I would have burst with excitement. Long live the DK rap. This is not the only little nugget of Super Mario Bros. Related musical news today. In addition to the DK rap, we now also have a small idea of a song known as Peaches and what it could sound like. So Jack Black, you know he's a musician as well as an actor, right?
Yes, I do know Jack Black is a musician.
Yeah, so Jack Black, who voices Bowser in Super Mario Bros. Movie, recently shared an image on Twitter of himself with the sheet music for a piece called Peaches, something widely assumed will be part of the film. So what do you think about that in the sense that Jack Black probably composed something for the film? Like, that's quite interesting.
That is. I like how there's so much stuff coming together here. So you've got Easter eggs from, we're going to talk about this in a minute. You've got Easter eggs from lots of the old games and stuff. And then you've got the DK rap, Donkey Kong rap, that was written back in 97 by, is it Grant Kirkhope?
Yep.
And then again, GoldenEye 007, he wrote the score for, the music score. Am I correct?
A very old game.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm like, well, okay, it's very interesting. Honestly, I think it's great that they're including so much small aspects that I've not heard of in like the past of, you know, Donkey Kong, part of Mario, you know, all this old game stuff, old school stuff. It's being brought out into the movie today, and it's being, you know, and then again, Jack Black is composing some of the music. This is like, yes, let's go. I'm really happy that he's also bringing his skill as being Bowser as well as being, you know, being a musician, and he's bringing his own music to the film as well. I'm like, wow, let's go. What do you think, Roan?
I think it's good because people who know about it will like recognize it when it comes up in the film. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like the old school people. I'm guessing back in '97. It's like,
or people who are up to date with memes as well. Don't know that.
Exactly. I mean, memes are like the way we learn today. It's like the new school.
Go the internet to memes, school. Yeah, the
internet school. Just learn from memes. But yeah, honestly, this is great. Yeah, I'm really hyped for the movie. I don't know about you, Elijah, but yeah, what's your take on this personally?
I think it's if Jack Black. I mean, I'm assuming he's composed it because he had the sheet music for it in his picture.
Yeah.
So if Jack Black is composing for the film, I think that's great. That's a great opportunity because I know him as a musician and an actor. He hasn't really composed for any of the things that he's acted in so much, other than like School of Rock. You know, so it's not. It's good to see him actually get another chance at this kind of thing.
I mean, Jack Black's a man of many talents. I really am a fan. And when I found out he was voicing Bowser, I was like, this is so cool. And he's nailed it. He's nailed the voice of Bowser. And yeah, I can't wait to see Bowser on the big screen and be like, yeah, that's Jack Black. And then also the music behind that's also being composed by Jack Black. So this is really good. Also I'll say with the whole Donkey Kong situation, I think I've spoken about this before. I'm a bit annoyed how Donkey Kong has kind of been turned into a good character, if that makes sense. He's always been, yeah. But look by the trailer.
No, but I thought he was beating up Mario in one of the trailers.
Yeah,
there's there's a contradiction. I think in one of the trailers he's beating him up in like a Smash Bros-esque kind of stadium, which is really cool, and that's great. That's what we want to see. But then in the most recent trailer, Donkey Kong's kind of just like making goofy noises or something, following him around. So it's a bit of a
let's go.
Range. Yeah.
So there is also the majority of people that are saying that isn't Donkey Kong. It's just like his twin brother. And I'm like, well,
I don't
think that's not even in the lore. Does Donkey Kong even have a twin brother? I don't think so.
No, because he's got just without his bandana and his tank top.
He's got a family, so it's kind of there are other Kongs. It could have been,
but like they're all distinctive, aren't they? There's not two that look the same.
Yeah, they all look.
Different, yeah.
You can all tell the difference. And yeah, that is
Yeah.
Donkey Kong. We can see it's Donkey Kong. I don't like how he's kind of been made into this goofy fluff ball that follows Mario around and be like, yo, let's go save the world. It's like he was always a villain, I think, from the very start. He was like,
I think so.
yeah, he
But
was.
we don't know exactly where it might end up, so I guess we should. It's almost out. Oh yeah. Also, the Super Mario Bros. Being released on the 5th of April. Chris Pratt recently said viewers should stick around after the film for a post-credit scene that could potentially hint a sequel. What do you think about that?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I've been watching a lot of the Chris Pratt interviews recently that have been coming out. I mean, I think I sent this to you, Elijah. Chris Pratt actually spoke out against all the people that have been hating on him.
Yeah, I saw it. Yeah.
Yeah, he said he said honestly, he said watch the movie twice. He said to properly something like that. He was saying honestly though, from what I've gathered on all the hate on Chris Pratt, slightly different topic now. Chris Pratt's a great guy. There should be no hate sent to him, and he's tried his best. I can see that he's really enthusiastic about the movie, and at the end of the day, I think we should leave it now. We should.
I feel like now it's just get used to it. I mean, I think the voice is growing on me at first. I was like, what's this? Because I think it was all right to like give criticism, say like, oh wait, I don't think he should have just done like that voice. But the people who are actually going hardcore and like fully hating on him, I don't think is justified.
Yeah, I don't
think
think
doing his job, isn't he?
Yeah, exactly. It's not fair to, go overboard with it. And I think he actually dealt with the criticisms quite well, rather than just saying, "Oh, they're just haters, let them hate." He said, he understands where they're coming from. Hardcore fans of the series who don't want things to change because of their childhood and things like that. He actually understood it, and he said, "Watch the movie, and you will understand the creative direction of it, and you'll like it. You have to watch it twice, but you'll still like it." I appreciate the way he handled that. I think that's good.
He handled it really well.
But I feel like as well that now it's just like I think it's just getting old now. Like I mean, I'm used to the voice now. I don't know about any of you, but I'm used to it. Yeah,
it's kind of grown on me. Of course, it's
grown on me.
It isn't like what we wanted from the start, but at the end of the day, like Chris Pratt's a great guy. He's tried his best, and I'm all for it. I'm interested to see what he pulls off.
Yeah, I think
this is fun. Yeah. So
So are people still hating on him now? Because it's been ages since the reveal.
I mean, you're always going to get the odd haters, aren't you? You're going to get those people that just don't care. They're like, Chris Pratt, man, he's still not the Italian accent.
You could say the nicest thing to someone, and there'll be someone in the world who get upset by it on the internet.
I mean, it's mainly coming from Twitter, that is, because on Twitter is where everything goes toxic, everything goes to sad.
Oh, no.
Because you could write on Twitter, I don't know, as an influencer, I like trees, and then there'll be always someone being like, why do you like trees?
Someone out there will take what you say and just turn it into something else. But exactly. Twitter got what's it? I don't know what year it was recent, but it got a spot, the number one most toxic app in the world.
Really?
Okay. Oh no.
Rightfully so, though, because it is just full of people who want to spew out their terrible opinions and force other people to just listen to what they have to say. And if you don't agree with me, you're wrong. It's like that's not how the world works. Like
exactly.
Yeah.
Twitter's basically that app where you wake up one morning. This was meant for you. Wake up one morning, you feel like you need to argue about something. Like, I'm really angry how these socks don't fit me this morning, so I'm gonna go.
I don't understand.
Complain about this.
I don't understand like some people who like live on social media. Like I post something to social media about once, maybe every 2 weeks. But some people are like, right, just got dressed and go to the supermarket. 10 minutes later, they didn't have what I wanted.
Yeah, it's like they have no friends in real life. They feel like they have to constantly be connected with online people. But it's like, they need to make real, non-superficial relationships with people, and actually, talk to people normally. You don't have to be like constantly talking to your followers who don't know you, like really. You don't know them. So it's like,
I think it's very important. It's very important to have a balanced life as an influencer myself. Like you can't. It's great to be on social media, but it does take over too much. Like I used to be quite glued to social media, but now I literally don't post. I've not posted on my story in like a month. I don't do that. I only post now and again. I hardly post. Like then I've got my friends that literally say, "Today, guys, I'm gonna hoover the floor. Watch," and they literally like take a snap of them about to hoover the floor, and I'm like, well, we don't really need to know. It's like it's just people are. I mean, I understand people do. It is quite addictive, and I hardly post on it because it can get so addictive. But then again, it's just some people just live in that sort of world, and it's just hard to break out of. I'm guessing, but
but Twitter is just the worst place in the world. I feel like
it is. It's
ignoring, like, even if you ignore the opinions and the people just being horrible, cancel culture is such a big thing there.
Yeah.
And I detest that. Like with every ounce of my body, I detest that. You know, Scott Cawthon, the creator of FNAF, he got cancelled. He had to go into early retirement because he got cancelled.
How? What?
I think people were just so desperate to ruin someone else's life just because they don't agree with them. It's like you want to go to that length, like to get rid of someone's job, to dox them, to be like so horrible to them. Why? What implores people to do that? I never understand it.
It's so ridiculous.
So horrible.
And it's almost like a go with the crowd thing. Like I know, like some people, it's just like when they see everybody else hating on this one person, that they don't even know who this person is. They're like, right, let's hate as well, and it just gets.
And a lot of the time, it's for something stupid. Like someone might not do anything. Someone will just wake up and feel like, I'm gonna burn everything today, and they'll like find someone online, look at all their posts from like the last 10 years. And we're like, 7 years ago you said this, you're sexist. We're going to cancel you now. It's like, what? That was 7 years ago. It was a joke. But 7 years ago. How are you going to cancel them now for that?
Like all the attempts, like recently, to try and cancel Mr. Beast. Like every time.
It's like every day at this point, honestly.
Honestly,
everyone's trying.
They keep trying, but they never do it. Like because everyone's just like, I don't get it. Like when he made the blind people video, everyone was just like, oh no, everyone like stuff.
Yeah,
I don't understand.
I think it's just because it was a bit of a clickbait thumbnail because it wasn't actually like curing blindness, but still he did help many people recover their eyesight from a certain point.
Yeah,
he didn't cure blindness, but he still did like something good. I don't know why people are like, oh, you exaggerated what you did. It's YouTube. Everyone exaggerates what they do. Like,
and I feel like some people didn't even watch the video. Like they just, like you said, just hopped on the bandwagon.
Hopped on the bandwagon. Yeah.
Yeah, they'd either just jump on it, or maybe they just like saw the thumbnail and went, "That's ridiculous. I'm going to go and talk about it to my 3 followers on Twitter and complain." It's like what?
Yeah, and they don't even like watch the video.
I feel like it's always like Twitter. That's like the cancel culture thing. It's always Twitter.
Yeah.
I feel like it's never anywhere else.
It is usually. I mean, you do get it so other places. I mean, but Twitter is the main go-to. I mean,
Twitter is a cesspool for people.
It is, exactly. The thing is right. The thing with cancellation culture that I really hardly disagree with. These people are mainly people that aren't influencers themselves. So they're just sitting at home, enjoying their life, and they're just like, right, this comment that I write right now, they don't recognise the weight behind it. That could actually seriously offend that person because they're getting hundreds of the same comment being written to them, and some people are cancelled when they've not even done anything wrong. Like, and it's so it can be so destroying to people's mental health. Like, I can imagine like having to wake up to all these comments being like, "You've done this, you've done this." Other influencers saying this person's done this, and sometimes I feel like creators do sometimes need the society to criticize them. Sometimes people have done things that are wrong. And I do realise that people sometimes need to speak out, but then it can get out of hand.
But then cancel culture is like, I don't know.
Cancel culture is bad. I don't
and
agree with cancel culture.
Especially like you know what I mean. Like I said, like digging up like old stuff from like 10 years ago and saying, "Oh, you once said this to like one person. Oh, you're this, you're that."
It's so stupid. Like,
it is. It's really horrible.
Just really look for an excuse to target someone.
I mean, the whole Mr. Beast stuff's ridiculous. Like, I mean, I've got my.
That comes from jealousy as well. I think a lot of creators who join in with that say, "Mr. Beast is horrible. He did this." It's like you are just jealous of him.
Exactly.
You want to be successful, but like trying to spread hate is not a way to get successful. Like,
I mean, think about it. Mr. Beast, he's just like me and you. He's just a regular guy who's decided to do YouTube. He's got successful, but he's got his own mental health. He's just trying. And the thing is, though, from my views of Mr. Beast, he's a great guy. I think, from what I've seen on YouTube, and I think a lot of people are very jealous of the amount of money he has, and they're like, "Oh, he's got all this money. Why isn't he just giving it all away at once?" So I was like, "Look at the amount of effort he puts into his videos."
And that's another thing as well. It's like, why aren't you giving your money to this place, or why aren't you giving your money to this charity and stuff?
Yeah,
he's a YouTuber.
He only has so much money anyway. You can't be like, if he's getting like tens of thousands of requests to go, donate to this charity, donate to this charity, he will get around to it. He's not going to do them all at once, is he? Hasn't got that kind of money.
And it's his
he's
job
a millionaire,
to
he's
be
not
a YouTuber.
that.
But like when they said, like when he said how much he spent on like the Squid Game video, I don't know how much it was. It was quite a lot, but everyone was like, "Oh, why didn't you put that money to something good instead of making this stupid video?"
But then the video made more than it was an investment. That was the whole point. Is he put money into that video, and that video like gave him 3 times that amount, and then he put that into charities and things. He knows what he's doing.
That's the thing.
He's not being a selfish person.
He's not dumb. And plus, he's a YouTuber. That's his job. Create content.
Exactly.
Come on, guys.
It's quite literally his job. Yeah, and people get pissed at it for no reason. I don't understand.
Yeah. I mean, are you guys aware of the drama that's been going on between the two streamers and YouTubers, Sneako and Penguinz0?
Oh yeah, and it was like he was like, "This is the mag," and I'm like, "No,
this is a mag.
This is a mag," and he pulls out a flipping MK16 gun.
That was honestly, that was the most calmest like comeback I've ever seen. Like
raging in lower caps.
Yeah.
Oh my days, honestly, I only kind of found out about that about 2 days ago, but I was like, that is a savage. That was just silently being savage from Penguinz0 or whatever his name is.
He's the John Wick of YouTube. That's what people say.
I mean, it's just funny how he's. I mean, I personally disagree with Sneako, for my own reasons, but it's just funny how he literally. The whole part of the video I found funny was the fact in the Penguinz0 response video to Sneako and the drama that's going on there. He just like, if you haven't checked it out already, guys, go and watch it. It's basically, it started off with like Sneako was waving a gun around at him and like threatening to shoot him, and then he was like, "These are called clips. Watch my clips." But it was like, actually, it's not cool. And then Penguinz0 was like, "Let me give you some gun anatomy. It's not called clips. It's called mags." And he pulls out a literal. He has a pistol himself. Then he actually pulls out a literal MK16 sort of machine gun, and just like, this is a mag.
I don't know. I'm not caught up on the whole drama, but I just know about those.
I think it was because Charlie Penguinz0, he makes a lot of videos making fun of people or just pointing out dramas and things like that. I'm pretty sure he just made a video, said something about the other guy, I don't even know his name, and then he got upset about it and did a thing where he's like, "I'm gonna kill you, I'm gonna shoot you with a gun," and then Charlie made that response, and that's it. There's not even a big drama. It's just
It's just funny.
Threatening to shoot someone over a video they made, I feel like is a bit over the top.
He's a bit childish, like other guy.
Sneako's a bit childish, I think. Yeah, I mean, I've always been a fan of Charlie, though, personally. So I was like, yes, go Charlie. He's just secretly flexing his guns. But yeah, oh dear. At the end of the day, cancel culture is rubbish, and it's something that shouldn't be happening. But it happens, and people have to live with it.
Yeah,
how far we've come from the Mario Bros movie.
Poor Chris Pratt's been receiving it, so
yeah.
I mean, this is good though. Back to the original story. I like
potential sequel as well. Potential sequel. What do you guys think of this? What do you think of a potential sequel to the Mario movie?
I think it'll be good. It depends how the movie ends. Like if it deserves a sequel or not. Like sometimes there is no sequel like to be made if everything that needed to happen has happened in the movie, but clearly not if there's could be a sequel on the way.
I mean, there's so much you can do with Mario. I mean, honestly, this is like a whole new movie franchise that can be made because Mario, you can always make a new story, and also there's so much characters. I don't think you can pack into one movie and make it.
Of course,
because for instance, I've not seen Rosalina in detail. For instance, that's just one character, for example, that I've not seen in detail in the trailer. Maybe she is in that first film, but they probably are thinking of bringing out some other characters that have not been in the first movie into the second movie. So it's going to be really interesting to see. So I think end of the day, I'm really hyped for the movie. You guys are too, I'm guessing.
Course,
yeah. And we're going to see how it goes. On to announcements, guys. This is also to do with Mario movie. Quite a Mario movie episode, this is. We've got announcements. Okay, so new Mario movie TV spot is packed full of Nintendo Easter eggs. So it says the TV spot gives us a closer look at the bleach blonde member of the Kong family in shades. I've seen this. This has to be Funky Kong, right? As well as some new lines of the dialogue from Mario, Toad, and DK himself. There's also even more Nintendo Easter eggs thrown into one of Luigi's GameCube ringtone and the me looking cooler ID picture, down to a framed picture in the background of the pizzeria, which seems to be out of Punch Out Doc Louise's and Little Mac. If you squint really, really hard. So again, this is kind of going back to the movie. In short, there's a lot of little Easter eggs being thrown into this movie that are from older games, different stuff that have been involved with Nintendo. So interesting.
Wait, what's definitely bleach blonde? What's the blonde part about?
This is quite interesting. Have you seen all the trailers for Mario movie?
I don't think I've seen the latest one. I saw the first two, the one with the first very first
because
one, and then the Donkey Kong one.
Because there's this big Donkey Kong character, but he's blonde. He's bleach blonde, and he's got shades, and he's got a white jacket on, and he kind of opens the door to them, and he's like, "Come in to the Donkey Kong Kingdom," Have you seen this,
I might
Elijah?
have seen that. I don't know.
I feel like I have in my memory. I have that somewhere. Yeah.
We don't know who he is. People are saying he's Funky Kong, but
Funky Kong's the same color as Donkey Kong.
Yeah.
Maybe they've sort of done him. I don't know.
Yeah, who knows?
I mean, I think there's like 8 members of the Kong family. It could be anyone.
It could be the granddad.
Yeah, Cranky Kong.
Yeah.
It could be. It's just
Lanky, I don't know.
Lanky Kong. Is there a Lanky Kong?
Lanky Kong.
They'll just start making new ones.
Yeah. Yeah, they could just for content. Let's just create a new Donkey Kong. No one would notice.
Skill Kong. I don't know.
All sorts. We could come up with a countless number of Kongs. But we'll find out in the movie.
Maybe they have made a new one. I don't know, because it doesn't seem to match up with the only one it matches up slightly with is Funky Kong. So I don't know.
With the shades, but it literally looks nothing like, and he looks massive. And he didn't. He was just like Donkey Kong, but blonde and like a white shirt, and he looked like some mafia member of the Donkey Kong family. It's really quite interesting. All I can say is that we've got a lot to unpack when we watch the film, because it's just so much going into this film. I really am going into this film with high hopes. I've got a lot of the pressure's on.
Yeah.
So yeah, but anyway, on to our next segment of the podcast. Before we do that, we're gonna have a quick break, and then we'll be back with the music. Hello and welcome to the JR's Gaming Podcast. I am Judah Terry, the host of this podcast, and if you are a regular listener to this podcast, you would know that me and Rowan both love hearing feedback from our listeners. Each week at the end of each episode, we have a great time reading out emails that are sent in to us. We read out and answer your questions, comments, and even complaints. So if you have something to say to us, do get in touch and write in an email to jrsgaming135@gmail.com. That is jrsgaming135@gmail.com. T's and C's do not apply. On with the show. And we're back from the break and on to our music of the week. Elijah, you gave me the great honour of picking the music this week. Thank you very much. And this week I have picked a music piece called Coiffure Clips. I think that's how you pronounce it. Coiffure Clips. It's from Pokémon X and Y, which is a great game for 3DS. It came out back in its time about, I think, 2013. I may be wrong. Maybe a bit.
I think that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, that's when it came out. Pokémon X and Y. It was a great game. 100%ed Y. Did a lot of shiny hunting. Anyway, that's beside the point. This music track plays when you go into the salon where you can get your hair cut. Let me read out what I've said. So, this week I've chosen a music piece from Pokémon X and Y. The track is played in the salon where your character gets his or her haircut. The salon is called Coiffure Clips. Although this song does loop quite a bit, I've always been drawn to the emotional pull, which has me listening to it for hours. So this song, it does loop quite a bit, but you don't notice it. It's just the reason why I've always loved this track is that it's got an emotional sort of, but happy, but then emotional sort of sense about it, right? It's kind of happy, but it's always that sort of like ending credits sort of music that will play. It's really interesting. What do you think? There's not much to say about it, but the reason I've chosen it is because I'm really interested to see what you think about it, Elijah. But this music is just, again, it's very nostalgic. When I listen to this music, it just brings back a lot of memories from playing the game, and it's one of those music pieces that really it means something to me without. When I first listened to that music, I was like, "Oh, that hits the spot. That's a good piece of music."
Yeah. So, do you know what? Okay, ask you a question. I'll ask it for both of you. Do you know what genre it is?
Genre.
Like what style of music is it? If you could take a guess.
I'm going to take a guess. It can't be. No, it's not jazz. No way. It's more of.
It's
not jazz. It's like I've got the genre in my
jazz,
head.
But it's not quite jazz in a way.
It's got like it's not pop. It's definitely not pop. Yeah, I'll say. I started quickly just retract on that. Yeah, I think it's more. Here it is. I've got the genre in my head. I'm trying to get it out. What it's called? Atmospheric? No.
Kind of, yeah. I'd say like you're very close with
Yeah.
jazz and atmospheric, yeah.
It's a mix between. I feel like it's a mix between a certain genre, but it's one or the other, isn't it? I don't know.
It's kind of a subgenre of a genre. So when I talk about when I've spoken about Latin music in the past, and it's Latin music can be seen as either like samba, or it can be seen as like very like choral, like quite literally in Latin, like spoken in tongues.
Yeah.
And I feel like your idea of Latin has been very like choiry, right?
Yeah, a choiry sort, yeah.
Yeah, so when I talk about Latin, I'm talking about the kind of samba kind of thing. So this genre is called bossa nova.
Ah, bossa nova. Yeah.
So it's let me just think. When was it? Bossa nova. Yes, it's a style of samba. Kind of came around maybe in the 60s from Brazil. So it's mainly characterized by a different beat that alternates in harmonies with the introduction of unconventional chords and an innovative syncopation of the traditional samba. So do you know what syncopation is?
Isn't it like where they go in sync?
That's kind of the opposite, really.
What is syncopation? Is it where it's different or like?
Yeah, so it's in music, syncopation is it's a variety of rhythms played together or kind of alternating, kind of, to make a piece of music. So it's to make a piece of music offbeat, really.
But it still works. So it goes offbeat, but it still works. Yeah.
Yeah. So syncopation is like, simply put, it's a disturbance of or an interruption in the regular flow of the rhythm. So you can tell it's bossa nova because the guitar is going.
Yeah, it's got that beat about it. Yeah.
And that's it's an offbeat rhythm. It's not it's not on just like a 2 and 4. It's not on the 1 and 3. It's not a simple kind of in the pocket rhythm. It's very offbeat. It got its own kind of flow to it. So ignoring the drums and the keys, you can tell it's bossa nova simply by that one guitar rhythm.
Yeah, it's playing and then of course the piano is playing a completely different tune to the guitar, but it still works. So I can get what you mean right there. It's very different, but it still works. It's offbeat though. Yeah.
So oftentimes bossa nova will be some kind of guitar playing unconventional chords in that kind of syncopation, in that syncopated rhythm, kind of in the back somewhere, and then you'd have the keys or the pianos just kind of playing whatever they feel like. Really, it's not usually. Yeah. It's also not in time. It's always offbeat, and it's and then you've got the drums usually doing a boom 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 boom, and with all of that put together, yeah, exactly that. And then once you get that kind of rhythm, put it all together, then it gets it's an offbeat rhythm that becomes on beat in a way, because you feel like, okay, I now know where the like the next bar is starting, I know where it's landing, and that kind of describes bossa nova.
That's really unique.
It's a random wild mix of different syncopations that all kind of come together to make a piece that feels whole.
It's just so unique, and yet it sounds so nice. The music piece, like, this is a hidden gem for me. Like, this is not given enough attention, this particular piece of music, I think. Literally, there's only one music video with it on. It's only got 107 likes. I'm like, well, yeah, it's just one of those musics it works so well, and yet it's got a very emotional sort of sensation about it. What did you feel when listening to the music? About you?
I felt quite, I don't know, relaxed, at peace.
Yeah.
And it's got that emotional kind of happiness, so the kind of general, again, atmospheric in a way, like you said, where where it just works for the place that it's in. Obviously, it's just meant to be a relaxing kind of background music. A lot of people call bossa nova elevator music because it's the kind of thing you'd hear in an elevator. But I think it works very well in the hair salon. It's a very nice, simple piece of music. It just works. It's just good.
It's one of those musics that I put on the background. I'd leave it going for hours, and it's just there, and you kind of almost forget about it, but it's there, and it's just really nice to have in the background. So yeah, I really enjoyed it. Rowan, you've been listening to this music theory. What do you think?
Yeah, I agree with everything you said. When I listened to it, it made me like sort of everything's all right. You know what I mean? Like relaxing you. Which reminds me of a a stream that I always watch called Relax Cafe Music, which is sort of
yeah.
It's that's jazz.
Elijah knows this.
I do.
Yeah, man of music.
Even though this isn't jazz, and Relax Cafe Music is. It's like they're similar in a way. Like they make you feel the same things.
Yeah, I found that like it's got that sort of salon sort of. It doesn't make no sense, but it's the sort of music they're playing like a salon. You can walk in, it's relaxing. You're getting your hair cut. It's very well put in. You only hear this piece of music once in the game when you walk into Coiffure Clips, which is where you get your haircut, your character's haircut, and it's just a really nice piece.
Is that not in Sun and Moon? Is it different in Sun and Moon?
Oh yeah, it's different in each game. It's only X and Y you get this particular piece of music. I'm really drawn to it. It's one of my favourite tracks.
Is it still called Coiffure Clips in Sun and Moon? No,
they changed it. So the salon music in Pokemon Sun and Moon is different as it is in Pokemon Sword and Shield, Scarlet and Violet.
Of like the salon, is it different?
Yeah, I believe so.
Name's different as well. Yeah.
Names always change. Yeah, they're
it's
not.
All, yeah.
I wonder if they've kept any. Oh, that's an interesting point. Real quick, have they kept any shop names? Like one, it'd be interesting if they kept one shop name. That's
Pokemon. There you go.
Yeah, Pokemon or the Pokemon Center. There you go. I mean, it'd be interesting if there's like one mysterious store they've kept and it's been there from day one. It's gone through all the games and just
probably an Easter egg like that somewhere. Yeah.
Yeah, there's always Easter eggs. Yeah. Again, I have been playing a bit of Pokemon Moon. I've already finished the game. I kind of got a bit bored of it, to be honest. But it's all right though. It's all right.
I've got 11-100 shiny Snorlax at like the first stage of the game.
Because I gave it to you.
Thanks to you.
Thanks to me, because I created it from scratch, and now Roan can't play with that online because you can.
You'll probably get banned.
You probably get banned, yeah. But it's a quick cheat if you want to do it. At the end of the day, I don't really.
But everyone, it's so funny in the game. Everyone comes up to me and they're like, "Right, let's like those two bandits are like, right, let's battle. You're not going to beat me." And then
You just pull out 11-100 shiny Snorlax. Game over.
No, it's even funnier when you're like, if you play the game normally and you finish it, and let's say that you have the cover legendary and it's like level 100, and then you might have skipped a trainer at the very beginning, and then you run into them like, I'm going to teach you how to battle, and you send out like this massive legendary overpowered creature and just destroy them with it. I find that so funny.
And jeez, this gets destroyed. Yeah, I do find it funny because talking of that, I do like battling with Pokemon, but I was playing Pokemon Moon, and when I got to the Aether headquarters during the peak of the story, and it was when what's her name? The girl with the blonde hair. Can't believe it's escaped my mind. Lily. She was captured by the scientists. Anyway, me and her big brother went to Aether headquarters, and you have to like navigate around, and of course you get battle challenges, and I kind of wanted to skip all them and get to the science lab. So I was kind of like as if I was in a Bond movie, like hiding behind the crates and jumping out and running and skipping them and avoiding them very strategically and darting in and out of these crates. It was quite funny. Just like I was enjoying myself until I got caught. The eyes locked, and it was like, "There's battle."
No, I hate it. But they always make it. They always make it so you have to walk through some long grass if you don't want to like meet the eyesight, so that you're pretty much forced to like
you battle either way. Yeah.
And you're like your HP's low, and it's like no. But yeah, anyway, I skipped. I managed to skip like one, and then as like Elijah said, like later on down the line, I was like, oh, I've got all these massive level Pokemon now. I just want to battle. I want to battle someone. I've run out of trainers to battle. So
you left them all behind.
At the end of the game, when you just want to battle trainers, and you kind of run out. You have to try and hunt them all down.
What do you do at the end?
You just collect
Depends
Pokemon.
Depends on the game. Because in like Gen 5, there was like battle towers and things like that you can go through, and in previous gens from that, there's the same thing. But I think like Gen 6 and onwards, there wasn't really a post game. Really, once you finish it, you just walk around.
Yeah, with Gen 5, was it Pokemon Sun and Moon, they did they did this thing where you had to capture the Ultra Beasts.
Yeah,
that's pretty fun. But yeah, apart from that, it's kind of done. But the good thing about the game is that you still can go by, you can still use it, you can still battle online, you can still catch Pokemon, you can still live your life out. There's still side quests, and side quests, but there's still things you can do. But at the end of the day, once all the trainers are beaten, you kind of move to online play, don't you? And just battle out other trainers. Because the good thing about Pokemon X and Y and Pokemon Sun and Moon is that still loads and loads of people play it. Funny enough. So when you go onto online play, there are still people that are willing to battle, trade, and all that lot. So it's really quite fun.
Yeah, I traded you like a level 1 like Pidgey for like a level 100 shiny Snorlax.
That was quite funny.
Fair trade, yes.
Fair trade. It was a fair trade. I took great care of that Pidgey. No, I probably didn't. Just got rid of it. Yeah. Oh dear. But yeah, it's fun. Yeah, back to the music. Yeah, this piece of music. I've now got something in place where I'm gonna play a segment of the music in each episode, and I'm gonna link, of course, the copyright in the bottom. But yeah, I'm gonna be playing.
Because Nintendo's very strict.
Yes.
About music.
But yeah.
Well, actually, it depends. Yeah. It really depends on the song, because sometimes Nintendo will randomly go through and like wipe the internet of all their music, and then it's really random. And then sometimes they'll be like promoting it, like, yeah, you can use this music, it's fine. But they're very, it's very wishy-washy with Nintendo.
It is.
It depends on
Remember, what was that guy's name who like only was able to keep up the Sonic music because Nintendo just got rid of all the Nintendo ones?
I mean, Ludwig's still going, and he's using the good old Animal Crossing.
I mean, yeah, and they've always allowed Animal Crossing, like, no problem.
Yeah.
And like,
so yeah, I'm probably gonna link the description to this Coiffure Clips YouTuber who re-uploaded. So
and
I'm
also
probably...
what's it the like the theme music, not like the actual games, like the DSi theme, the Wii Shop channel theme. They've never really like cared about them.
Yeah.
So yeah, you may hear this. You may hear the Coiffure Clips in the episode. A short, like 5-second preview. But yeah,
less than 7 seconds, and it can't be copyrighted.
Yeah, I've got to be careful. But yeah, I'm going to include the YouTuber who uploaded this in the description below. On to questions of the week. Question this week is from Dyson. I hope I'm saying your name correct, Dyson. I butcher names all the time. Anyway, to Judah and the podcast crew. Just thought I would email in to say this is a fantastic podcast you're doing, and I'm in full support of what you guys do. As a German student learning English, it has been a learning journey to depict between Roan's northern accent and Judah's southern accent. I'm always a massive fan of Nintendo. Keep up the splendid work. Then he says, question to discuss. Should there be a Tomodachi Life 2 made for the Nintendo Switch? Dyson from Germany. Well, first of all, thank you very much for the kind words there. It's more of like a comment, a very nice comment to read out there. And yes, I'm very sorry. Yeah, me and Rowan are best friends, but there's always going to be that southern and northern battle between us. We are
grass, bath.
No, it's grass, Rowan. No. Yeah, we are.
Like I'm the middle ground between these two. I sound the most normal competitive.
Yeah. I'm a Cockney. Ryan's a northern Leicesterite, and then you've got
just generic Englishman.
generic Englishman. Yeah. So. Oh God. Yeah. Basically, yeah. Good luck. Good luck. Generic Englishman. I love that. Just Elijah's as a generic Englishman.
From the same place as Judy, but I sound completely different.
It's so strange. We spoke about this like about 10 minutes on the last episode about my accent and his. And it's just funny because he literally grew up in Hackney.
For longer than you as well.
For longer than me, and I sound more Cockney than you. I don't understand.
What's
going on? Oh, God. But yeah, I think you should change your YouTube channel name to Eli Turb. Instead, it should be the generic Englishman.
Sorry.
Yeah, that's very remarkable. Yeah.
It's just funny to Elijah's in the background. Yeah, I'm the generic Englishman.
I'm just here all the time. Just here.
Oh yeah, you have to separate me and Ryan's great
generic
war.
Englishman. That's amazing.
Oh man, why is that so funny?
I don't even know.
Oh God. Okay, all right. Yeah. that just when a small joke just hits the spot.
Yeah.
Oh God. Right. So back to the question being read out by me, the generic Englishman, and Rowan. Honestly, Tomodachi Life 2. Should it be made for the Nintendo Switch?
Yes.
I think it should be. Everyone wants. I mean, a lot of people who I've seen online want this for the Nintendo Switch.
Well, they murdered the Mii's. They got rid of the Mii's. Like, you can't really have Tomodachi Life 2 without the Mii's. So I feel like they need to bring them back in order to. I mean, it could be made for like the new
Switch. You can make
Switch.
a Mii on the Switch, though, can't you?
Yeah,
but they don't use them in games and like with Switch sports and things.
That's what I mean. I feel like the use of Mii's should come back.
Yeah. I mean, they use it as you said in like Switch boards, Switch sports. Things like that's about it though. The only kind of game where you can use your Mii is Switch sports.
And I thought,
and that's not even like the generic option as well. It's like a additional
Exactly.
thing.
Exactly. It's just so Yeah, 100%. I think there should be. Now, this is what I was wanting to discuss with you guys. How should it be different? Because if we're going to make a new Tomodachi Life, it's got to be somewhat upgraded to our older Tomodachi Life, which was a really big hit. It's probably one of the best 3DS games out there. And honestly, I think if Tomodachi Life was made probably bigger island, more things to do, more... I mean, AI's advanced, guys. Make the Mii's more scarily intelligent. I don't know. I mean, yeah. What do you think, guys? Should it be more shops and stuff, I'm guessing?
I think it should be 4K. No, I'm joking.
Actually, 4K.
No.
Okay.
Ray tracing on the Mii's faces. Yeah.
You see every speck of dirt.
RTX on. But basically, I'm not sure. I think they should change up the island a little bit instead of just copy and pasting the game.
Yeah, of course. It'd be weird.
I don't know.
Should be a new location, definitely. Yeah.
I don't know how they would do it. I mean, all the shops that you need are already on the island, but
they could do like
what shops would you add? Like, what locations would you add?
I don't know if you could do something quite fun where it's like Tomodachi like. I mean, this is what I had in my mind. If I was to create it, you could do like a spin-off where it's similar to Animal Crossing. Like, you could actually control your Mii character and walk around. And like you could interact with the others. Like imagine having an entire island or like a land, like it's like called Horizons, and you can decorate your house.
But you should I think you should also be able to have the option to like just be like like watching over. I was just gonna.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's always been about watching over the Mii's, and then again, I'm like, it would be, guys. Wouldn't you think it would be really fun if you could just control your Mii character to walk around and like interact, get married, and you can live in a house.
You should have the option to control them.
Yeah.
But I don't. Yeah, it's almost like you're like the god of like the universe of Tomodachi Life. Like
you are.
You play it.
You create them. You shall marry her. Oh yeah. So yeah, what do you think of that then, Elijah? Do you think it should be more of, again, like a god sort of centered game? You're God, you're watching over them all. Or is it like you think it should be a first person where you control your Mii?
I think you should have both options available to choose from.
Yeah, that'd be interesting.
That would be interesting.
So like people who want to do like the original like sort of mode, do it. But if you want to have the option to control a Mii, then you can also do that. I feel like they shouldn't just do one or the other. I think they should like add both.
Yeah, I mean, have you ever played the game? I mean, as you said, you've not got the game, have you, Elijah?
No, but I've watched people play it. Yeah.
Yeah. I think you need to get this game. I'm actually getting I'm getting scarily tempted to buy you the game.
Yeah, while you're at it, you can buy me.
I'll buy you.
Well, thank you.
Buy you a new laptop. That'd be good, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. But yeah, I'm thinking of I'm getting scarily tempted to buy him Tomodachi Life because he's missing out on so much because it's such a fun game. But eventually, it does get a bit repetitive. Don't you agree, Roan? He gets a bit. It's like
if you play it for a long time, it will.
Yeah,
that's why I always leave it for like 3 months before going back to it.
And they're like, I've not seen you in 3 months. Who are you? Get out.
Yeah, they make me feel really guilty.
I made you. Yeah, it's like
I'm not obliged to be here. Just calm down.
So exactly.
What do you want me to do? Feed you every day? Come on.
I had to save my mum and dad from breaking up in the game. It was really quite like I got my mum and dad married in the game as they are in real life. There's no problems in real life, guys. Don't worry. But yeah, in the game, it was like I think my mum in the game came out to me like the Mii. It was like, I want to break up, and I was like, no, you can't do this.
So what did you do? Did you just leave her alone? Say like, I'm
like, yeah, go on, do it. No, joke. I didn't. I actually I saved the relationship.
How?
You just say don't do it, and they're like, okay, I'll think about this.
No, but that didn't work for me. Well, basically, what happened was there was two dudes, I can't remember who they were, but they wanted to break. One of them was like, I want to break up.
Yeah.
But I was like, no, don't do it. Or it was something like, oh, rethink it or something.
Yeah.
They just went off and did it anyway. I was like,
they're like one of those people that they're like, I don't want to listen to you, even though you made me.
And then they felt like, you know what I mean? When the same way it always kind of does, they fell into like a state of depression with like that blue like rain cloud, and I was just
that's
like, well, it's
so weird.
Fault.
How did it be different?
It's your own fault, really. Like
I saved
it. To do it.
Must be you, Roan. Maybe like, nah, Roan's advice is bad.
I mean, Rowan's complaining that they got depressed after breaking up with their partner. It's like, how dare you be upset? You lost your loved one. How dare you be upset? Like,
exactly. He's like, why are you upset? I told you not to do this.
Yeah, what I was doing. I was like, well, I did tell you, didn't I?
I told you so. I hate to say I told you so, bro. I'm not looking after you now.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, you can so call you want. I'm not going to cheer you up. That's one thing about Tomodachi Life, though, is that the only two ways I found out how to cheer them up is either give them a swing or give them a bath set. and I'm running low on both. So I
thought you meant punch them. I thought you said give them a swing. I thought you were gonna whack them. Oh no.
Give them a whack and they'll be all right.
Or you can give them a travel ticket, but like that's like one of the best items in the game. I'm not going to give you that just so you can get happier.
Yeah, she's like, oh yeah.
I mean,
spoil with me. Just give them a travel ticket to Venezuela.
You must give great gifts to your friend, mate.
Oh dear.
My island's just chaotic.
Oh, my island's chaotic. I mean, I think me and you are really good friends in the game as well. Me and Rowan. I managed to make Rowan, but then Rowan ended up dating one of my good friends. Like, it's like
no one. That's the thing as well. My island, no one's barely dating anyone. No, I barely get. You know those like pink hearts in the windows. I don't get any of them.
Oh really? I mean, I get a lot of them, but with the wrong people, I'm like, no.
Everyone's just everyone's just accomplices.
I think also like there has been a lot of controversy with the whole dating thing, with like the like for instance, like now we've got like for gay people and stuff, they can't get that in the game.
I thought they could.
No, they can't.
They added it after the backlash, is what I thought.
Did they?
I thought so.
No, yeah, you can't do that. There's no like they don't do that for like the same-sex relationships. That's the problem. So I think a lot of people.
Well, that will obviously be added in the next one then. Yeah.
Yeah, so they'll probably add that into the next one. But you'd have to decide. Yeah, but of course, if you're.
I thought maybe that was the US version then, because where he said like they got a lot of scrutiny for not being able to have same-sex relationships, and then apparently they added it.
Well, my friend, he's likes of the same sex. He said that what he did was he made like someone who was female, but then he made them into another man, his boyfriend. He made his boyfriend as the woman, and that one have worked out. So they kind of got around that banner anyway. Yeah, but it's one of Nintendo's kind of things. They're kind of old-fashioned with that sort of sense. But yeah, if there was a Tomodachi Life 2,
it was an old game, I guess. So.
It was an old game, so you can't really blame
Japan
it
is very old-fashioned.
Japan is like, again, Japan has got quite a problem with same-sex relationships. Like, it's been pretty bad. I mean, there's love hotels, for instance. Like, I was watching a guy called Abroad in Japan, Chris Broad. Go check him out. He was doing, like, he's straight, of course, but him and his mate were trying to get into a love hotel to film it, right? And they're like, no, two men, no. It's just like, well, that can be quite offensive because there's a lot of...
It's a very traditional place, I feel like, yeah.
It's a very traditional...
It's not as progressive as the rest of the world, like in the West.
Yeah. So, like 90...
You know, like in Italy, for example, Italy is very non-progressive, surprisingly. And you think, it's quite close to like the UK and things like that, but it's very different. So
that's like certain countries, like I think, what was it, Qatar, like during the World Cup.
Yeah.
People were like saying like, oh, why is it being held there? The rules are like really like, but
I still think I have a friend who lives in Qatar, but I still think Qatar is a really bad place in general. I was surprised that they went through it with World Cup because they had like people who like died building the stadiums and they just covered it up and didn't care. Those stadiums were built on corpses, and like the footballers are still going to come there and make millions. And it feels very unfair.
That doesn't sound right.
Bit messed up, but
it does sound a bit messed up.
I don't know, man. Like everyone, I don't know why they chose Qatar in particular, but I was
just choose Qatar. It's a bit random, isn't it? I mean,
I don't know why that came around. I guess it was like at the time, like every country has its chance to shine, and it was like the year, like Qatar, you're next. But they should have really looked into it and gone, hold on. Have you changed your rights yet? Have you, are you treating women equally? Are you treating the gay people equally?
Because the amount of people
okay, we shouldn't allow you then. That's what they should have done.
Exactly. The amount of revenue of people that are going to go to the country to see the World Cup as well, it's like a lot of people.
Yeah.
And you got to think about the well-being of all those people, right? And that's just not really responsible, in my opinion. But with Japan though, it's 95% is Japanese. They're really... it's really old fashioned. They've always been kind of shut off to the rest of the world. And it is amazing. It's an amazing country. Honestly, I'm going there this year.
They do like the thing is like if you want to travel there, they do accept you. Like
they do accept you there. Like if you're with the same. I mean, I've had people come out to me being like, well, I'm getting a bit scared. I'm in a same-sex relationship, and I'm getting a bit scared to go to Japan. And I was like, I can understand because unfortunately that is a problem. Like some countries are just stuck in then they're like they discriminate for it, and it's not good. I think it's definitely.
I think if you're going there for a trip with a same-sex partner, just avoid the nightlife really, because that's the only time you'd ever get like trouble for it really.
Exactly.
If you're trying to go to a hotel, or if you're trying to like a specific hotel, or if you're trying to just walk around and like some drunk person sees you, like that's the only time you'd have a problem, really.
Exactly. They're
still very respectful, although they have the things they believe in, which may not be very open. They still keep a lot to themselves, and they're very polite people. And if you put the effort into learn a bit of Japanese, they will respect you equally. So
exactly,
it's nice there.
It's nice. You're always like, I think the general population of Japan are very, particularly the younger generation. They're very lovely. They're happy to speak to you. They'll respect you. But then you get the old person, the older generation that's like, no, two people of the same. And to be fair, I've always said, book a private onsen, book a private hot spring. Don't go to a public one because you're probably going to get 100% people looking at you, and it isn't nice. I know, but it's unfortunate. It's one of them, and it's got to change. And I can see it starting to make changes, but it's very slow in Japan. And,
I think things will definitely change there, but it is just taking its time.
It's taking its time
because because it's so traditional and strict, and it's got all these rules laid out, and things have always been that way. Exactly. I think that's why things are quite slow to change, but it will eventually.
But you can still enjoy a stay there, like 100%. Book a private onsen, which is funny enough, it isn't that expensive. You can still book a private hotel with your own onsen. You and your partner can then enjoy a private time there rather than go to a public place and get looked at and stuff, which can be quite unnerving. So I mean it's a problem, but and again back to the game. If there was
every time
back to the game.
I feel like ever since I've come here, I've just cursed you to go on random tangents. I'm so sorry.
Don't worry, we did that before as well.
Don't worry. You are new to this. You are not new to this at all, Roan. I think we can attest to that. We've been on massive tangents.
This time we know how it happened is because when we were talking about same-sex relationships and Tomodachi Life,
it's gone to Japan.
It always comes from somewhere, but it's very. We seem to be taking it quite far away, and then having to try and pull it back.
That's always been the case, hasn't it? Is that we just go on tangents.
It's just I think what everyone does though. It's like, of course, some podcasts are on task, but I always like the good tangent podcast. It's just nice to listen to other stuff sometimes for a change.
It's just having a chat.
But anyway,
it's having a chat. Back to Tomodachi Life.
Final verdict. Should there be a Tomodachi Life 2 made for the Nintendo Switch? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes, for the new Nintendo Switch, I think.
Yeah, for the new one,
definitely.
Yeah, when the new one comes out, it could even come out as a flagship title for the console. It could come out with the console. That'll be good.
That would actually promote it pretty well.
Mm-hmm. So I think it should happen for the next one, not for this current Switch.
Yeah, not for this current one. Definitely, it will get more revenue if it comes out with a new one, and there should be some big changes. It shouldn't be stuck with the generic, island. There should be a lot of change, probably more buildings.
Yeah.
Again, the difference with this relationship status. It should be different. It should be much more different, and maybe even produce new features that have never been produced before. But yes is my vote, and on the new Nintendo Switch. Same with you, Roan. Is that?
Yeah, definitely.
And you're through to the next round.
I was about to say that.
3 yeses from us, not 4, but of course. Yeah, Dyson, thanks for writing it.
I should have just gone. It's going to be a no from me, I'm afraid.
Well, you've said yes, but it's going to be a no from me, and there's a massive argument starting there on the JR's game.
I mean, a lot of people want Tomodachi Life on the Switch, so I think why not give it to them?
Yeah, and it is a fun game. But anyway, thanks for the kind words, Dyson. It's I'm very sorry about the predicament with the accents. It's, I'm afraid, something that will always happen. And we do have quite a lot of people on from all sorts of areas. I mean, MS Guy 01, he's doing really well actually. The guy who he's a Mario Kart YouTuber, and he's actually doing a live stream tonight where he does his face reveal. So go check that out. But he came on and he's American, and it was great. Great to have an American on.
Wait, hold on. He's doing the face reveal on April 1st.
Oh!
It's not going to be a face.
Probably isn't. Oh, guys, you ruined it.
That just popped into my head.
Why did you catch on to it? Now he's going to be mad at me for revealing his.
Well, we never know. It might just be a coincidence. Hopefully, but
that's the problem with people that want to live stream on April 1st. Like, I was watching another streamer today, and he was like, "I'm going to live stream today at 2:00," and I was waiting for 2:00, and he turned up like 10 minutes late, and I was like, let's go home." He didn't turn up. So, because it was 10 minutes later, everyone was like, maybe this is an April Fool's prank. And then he came and was like, I'm fine, guys. This wasn't a prank. But by that time, 50% of the people had left. 10 minutes late. So he thought it was an April Fool's prank.
10 minutes late.
Yeah. So it was 10 minutes late. It's not really good. No. But honestly, thanks for writing in. This episode's been a great episode. A lot on the Mario movie, a lot on Tomodachi Life 2, if there ever is going to be one. Not Mario music, Pokemon X and Y music. But honestly, Rowan, it's been great to have you on in such a long time. And we're looking forward.
I'll be back on again eventually.
Are you back on again eventually? Of course, yeah, and it's been great. It's been great for the three of us, and yeah, looking forward to having Roan back on at some point in April to discuss the Mario movie and what we think of it. Is it what it lives up to?
I'm on. It probably would have came out.
Yeah, it would have come out, literally. So, yeah, exciting times, everybody. But for now, until then, please send in your questions and comments to jrsgaming135@gmail.com. Please subscribe or follow us on whatever platform you're listening from and leave us a 5-star rating on Apple Podcasts. This will help us out greatly and get the podcast around. Our socials will be in the description below, our Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, website, and Discord. But until then, it's a goodbye from me.
Goodbye from me.
And a goodbye from me.